Hello and welcome to Michaelis Cage's Fact or Fiction minisodes. In this, we watch a little segment, just one little segment from Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction, and just watch the goofy, outrageous tales that they make because they're hilarious. Like they're just so ridiculous sometimes, and they're full of goofy acting, weird writing, and the stories are so expedited because they fit like 4 or 5 per episode. So they're so fast that things just happen at such a rapid pace that it's hilarious. And then sometimes that they try to tell us that things like telekinesis and ghosts and men that appear in cornfields that make your dad turn into a scarecrow are facts. Those are all stories that have been proven fact on this show. So you never know what they're going to say. Sadly, I've done 2 of these, and our last 2 have been fiction. So I'm hoping today we get one of the ridiculously goofy fact ones, and we get to see. So you guys can now see how ridiculous that this show gets. So let's jump right into it, because you know what? I want to hear from our man Jonathan Franks, and look, Don LaFontaine, the voiceover guy. His voice is great. But let's get into it. Let's see the wild road. You never know the wild road you're gonna go down and beyond fact or fiction. We've had a flying tattoo gun that killed a man, and we've had Stephen King's Thinner, but with the guy that paper got attracted to him. So let's get into it.
We'll tell you whether this story is true or false at the end of our show. Next, 2 dead bodies and an unsolvable crime on Beyond Belief. Fact or fiction.
I put captions on. I know a lot of people like to watch the captions. I don't.
Fascinating science.
And I know some
Using
people
the
need
tools
captions.
of the trade, specialists can reconstruct the scene of a crime, sometimes down to the smallest detail. But what happens when the scene of a crime is so baffling, the crime becomes impossible to analyze through science?
Well, it probably goes.
It's then the detectives
becomes a
must
cold
turn
case.
to their greatest tool of all, the human mind.
Oh,
Detective Bill Ballard has a mind that is capable of both analysis and
we got a
intuition.
modern day
He's working
Sherlock
both
Holmes.
skills to solve the strangest case of
So we're about to have a modern day Sherlock Holmes. But what Jonathan Franks is describing here, he's like, well, what happens when a case is unsolvable? Well, you know what? Instead of the case just goes cold and you don't completely incarcerate an innocent man, the case goes cold. But Jonathan Franks is like, no. You use your mind and your intuition, and you just say that this man is guilty. All right, so here we go. Rose Valley Mortuary. Uh-oh, the bloody hand. Now,
I've
this
been
is
a
getting
homicide
spooky.
detective with the Beverly Hills Police for the past 10 years, and I'd seen a lot. But a murder in a locked funeral home, that was a first.
So, this guy is talking like he is a 1940s noir detective, but it seems like it's modern day Beverly Hills to me. Well, maybe not. Maybe I was wrong. I lied. Uh-oh, vampires.
The second victim was lying on the floor next to the casket.
This looks modern,
Sticking out of her
but the
chest.
girl looked like she was kind of from the 50s.
Something was out of whack, and then it dawned on me. There was no blood from the wound.
Now that is interesting. This guy reminds me of I don't know what his name is, but he's the CSI Miami guy where he'll just rip his glass. I think his name was David Caruso, and it was Horatio in the show, I believe. And it was CSI Miami. He'd rip his glasses off, and he'd be like, there'd be a dead poker player, let's say, I don't know, in the bathroom. He'd rip his glasses off and be like, not the royal flush he was looking for. And he would just say something stupid like that isn't really a pun, but kind of had to do with the situation, and just have no respect for this dead body that he's hovering over. That's who this guy's talking and kind of. Yeah.
Why would anybody stick a knife in a corpse?
6 times.
Damn.
How did you wind up on the floor?
Good question.
I'm guessing the guy that stabbed her put her on the floor.
Then enter through the wound in his hand. We'll know more after the autopsy.
Okay, so poison from the wound on his hand. So that's definitely going to be a snake. So there's gonna be a snake. But Jonathan Frakes go, was it a vampire or was it a snake? Like obviously a snake, Jonathan Frakes. It wasn't a damn vampire. Sorry, let's watch this.
What the hell went on here? The corpse stabbed
What the
repeatedly
hell?
outside the coffin? Some instinct told me to check around the coffin. Somebody'd spent a lot of money.
Some instinct told me to check the crime scene. I'm a genius like that. I did my job.
How she got out.
His name is Miriam Jacoby. She died 3 days ago in a traffic accident. She was loaded. I mean, we're talking big money. The guy
I thought he
over
meant
there is
like
her third
drunk or
husband.
high. She was loaded.
I came to pay his respects.
The funeral director told me that his wife took him out of her will completely.
It's real. It's got to be worth a couple of $1 million.
And then she wants to be buried wearing this hunk of ice.
Okay, so with that little board thing, this is what happened, right? That husband that was written out of the will, I guess, he went to his wife because he knew she was going to be buried with that thing worth a couple $1 million. He opened that coffin, and that coffin was rigged for her to pop out with a knife and killed him. But no, there was a snake. So that's not the right prediction, but that'd be genius, and it would kill the grave robber, and then she could keep her thing. But it's not a snake. We don't know, but that guy wasn't dead by a stab wound. She was.
Daryl Jacoby didn't come to pay his last respects to his dead
He
wife.
came to steal that
To
necklace.
steal her diamond necklace.
100%. It doesn't take Sherlock Holmes.
He slipped into the room and made sure he was alone.
Okay, so that explains the night. All right, that's a little Sherlock. You got a little better than that.
Then he reached in and grabbed a hold of the necklace.
My prediction was wrong.
That released a barbed metal spike that shot down and
Oh,
punctured his hand. This ticked him off, so he yanked on the necklace even harder.
Got when he opened
Poison.
it. What?
I think rigged it.
My guess.
He's like, look, it's right here. Duh. Told you.
She probably left instructions with her lawyer. It was bait. Knew
She wanted to
no matter
kill
what,
him.
She wanted him dead.
Yeah, but why?
Who knows? She must have cut him out of the will for some reason.
A murder after the grave,
Everything
baby.
happened the way you think it did.
At this point, he's totally spooked and very angry, so he stabbed her repeatedly.
So this movie was this not movie. This little segment is Guy Ritchie's inspiration for Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes movies. I see it. It's
All that
almost
activity
guaranteed.
caused the poison from the spike to kick in quickly.
This one I can believe is true. This is just a
He was
spiteful,
desperate to get out of
toxic
the
ass
room
couple
away from the nightmare.
that literally killed each other even after death.
Mrs. Jacoby knew what kind of man her husband was, and she rigged a trap to snare him.
Great. This show's so
You're
good.
amazing. I mean, this all fits.
You're amazing.
No,
Even though we have no proof of this, I'm
No, it
definitely
doesn't
going by
all
your
fit.
story.
he come from.
Where did they come from?
I don't know. You probably got him earlier.
And why is there fresh skin and blood under her fingernails?
Were the scratches on the husband's face a result of his struggle with his wife's corpse?
Absolutely.
If not, how do you explain the samples of fresh skin and blood under the wife's nails? Could the
They got,
crime
like-
scene have been manipulated by a third party, or is it possible
Could've.
that the wife's restless spirit returned to her body for one last act of revenge? Is this
Okay. So now if this is true, it definitely was not the wife's spirit act of revenge. But what I'm going to say was when the wife popped up, her kind of arms kind of got tangled, and when he like brushed away, just like scratched it, I would guess, I don't know. Like that seems crazy too. A third party, but that's like, if there was a third party, then the necklace would have been stolen. They would have stolen the necklace and gotten away. So the third party
story
doesn't make
open to a
sense.
judgment of truth, or have we placed the last nail in a coffin of lies?
We'll
Jonathan
tell
Frakes,
whether
if you
this
lied to
story
me
is true
again-
or false at the end of our show. Next,
If I can
two
handle it,
young
man.
thieves break into the house.
All right, let's see what we got going on. 41 was our... Yep, here we go. This was the last one, so if you haven't seen this and you want to see Stephen King's Thinner into a 7-minute little segment, there you go.
Research shows absolutely nothing. This would never happen.
Of course it did.
How did you judge the bizarre story of the wife who exacted
I think
revenge
this
on
is
her
true.
husband from her own coffin?
It wasn't her
This one
spirit.
According to our research, reports of this story actually exist.
Yeah,
A similar
I
event
believe
took
that.
place in Europe around the time of the Great Depression.
Oh, okay. The Great Depression, that's a long time. I didn't expect it around that time.
What did you make of the mysterious ghost?
Okay, oh boy, now this right here is a great teaser for my next Fact or Fiction episode. What did you make of the mysterious ghost? Well, we got a fact, though. We finally got a fact. It wasn't that crazy or unbelievable. I believe this could have happened. They try to put their own, was it a ghost? Could it have been this? Was it her spirit? But, like, obviously not. Now, this one, they're straight up saying ghost. So, now, if they say fact on this next episode, you gotta come watch the next one now. If they say fact, that means ghosts are real. And thank you, Fact or Fiction, for proving it. But thank you guys for joining me on Michaelis Cage's Fact or Fiction minisodes. Next time when I release these, I don't know, because sometimes the trailers because I do my movie trailer ones also, if you watch the channel a little bit more. So when a trailer drops, that usually takes that day. And sometimes when the trailers drop, they'll just be bam, 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 4 days in a row. But then you get those breaks. So I do these. Now, we do have a mysterious ghost, and I did just completely leave you guys on a cliffhanger. So maybe we'll do a Fact or Fiction a little bit sooner. But thank you guys for joining me, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace.